Hey guys, welcome to this video on Saturn in Aquarius. If you have Saturn in Aquarius in your natal chart in astrology, this video is for you. Alright guys, I'm Cassandra, the Saffron Sage, helping you use astrology to evolve. And let's talk about Saturn in Aquarius. We're going to go over what this placement means, what the challenges are, and how you can work with it. So for people with Saturn in Aquarius, they have challenges with fitting in. Saturn restricts whatever it touches, and Aquarius represents the energy of the collective, of the whole, of people, of technology and innovation. But when Saturn is placed here, it causes the person to have problems fitting in groups. So someone with this placement can feel like they don't know where they belong. They can feel like they don't fit in the groups that they're sort of brought up into. So their family of origin, their natural family friends, the schools they go to, the colleges, things that are just kind of a given, places they're just kind of supposed to fit. And they might find that they just don't agree or don't have similar interests for whatever reason. The experience of belonging in a group is challenged for this person. There's two main ways this can show up. So one is that they avoid groups because they don't feel like they fit in. And then they start seeing how different they are than other people. They notice that. They start feeling like, oh, I don't fit in anywhere. And that story kind of builds and builds. And usually this person will isolate. They will, even if they do go to something that's a group membership of any kind, they'll just have an experience that makes them feel like they don't belong there. And they can also, maybe have a few close friends and just kind of have this feeling like they're just not normal. They're different. The second way this can work is the person can totally go the opposite way and overcompensate and become a total social butterfly, and they can be the life of the party and go into any group. They might fill their schedule with group functions and things that are so they're so busy with other people that they don't have time to even notice that feeling. Or they're so socially, it's like they have the deep down fear that they don't fit in. So as a result, they just go crazy to the other side of making sure they fit in everywhere, telling the funniest jokes, making everyone laugh, being the life of the party, being connected and involved. But the problem is, if they're overcompensating, they're usually not going to feel joyfulness while they're doing it. It's not going to feel fulfilling. And for the person who's not overcompensating, it's challenging because of that feeling, that deep down feeling, that fear of not being lovable, the fear of not belonging. So the way to work with this placement for the Saturn and Aquarius person, either way, whether they're avoiding groups or they feel like they don't fit in and therefore they isolate, or whether they are, maybe not even conscious of that and are just super busy and always on the go, always connecting with someone. The deeper way to address this Saturn is to not just try to shove themselves in a box and fit where they don't fit, but to find a way to connect with people based on their true values. This is one of the problems for this placement, is maybe they grow up in situations where people are connected based on more superficial values, like I play tennis, you play tennis, let's hang out, versus this is how I want to change the world and this is what matters to me. And so for the Saturn and Aquarius person, really taking a look at their own goals, their own hopes and dreams, which is another Aquarian theme, that is something that can help them. Because it's you can't know other people unless you know who you are. And with Saturn and Aquarius, it's not like you don't know yourself, but maybe on some level, there's things about yourself that you haven't taken the time to sit down and go deep and really, really feel into. Maybe there's some kind of status quo values that you picked up when you were younger that have to be dismantled in order to figure out who you really are. And in figuring out who you are, in knowing what your values are, through whatever process it works for you, even just by knowing what you don't like, knowing what you don't value, knowing what groups you don't want to go to. By going through this process of really figuring out not just what sport you play, or what color you wear your makeup or clothes, or what kind of way, how you spend your day, what kind of hobbies you do, but doing some deeper soul searching on what your true values are, what you stand for in the world. Finding a cause, connecting with something greater than yourself. This can be a real path for a Saturn and Aquarius person to begin that process of connecting with other people in a true way. Because that is what the Saturn and Aquarius person really craves when they are, even if they're isolating, or if they are, being the life of the party, going to all the things. What they really deep down want is to belong. And the challenge with Aquarius is that it makes you rebellious, right? Aquarius is the rebel. And so there's loneliness there when you have to rebel against things, when you are not, part of the group. Even if you believe in what you believe in, there's a loneliness there. And there can be some, with Aquarius placements, there can also be some I'm just against this for no reason, but just because I don't want to fit in, I don't want to be in the status quo. Sometimes people can be contrary to what's popular just because it's popular, and they want to be different. And so ultimately, at the end of the day, with Saturn and Aquarius, it's knowing your values, knowing who you are at a deep level, knowing what you stand for, knowing what your hopes are for the future of humanity, and connecting with people on that level. When you start to connect with people on that level, it doesn't matter as much, if other people play tennis. When you have your people in your corner who see the same future you see. So that is what I have for Saturn and Aquarius, guys. Let me know in a comment below if this video resonated. I love hearing from you. You can also book a private reading with me in the description box below, and I will see you guys in the next video.